Mike, check this out. The marketing department and I came up with this unbelievable idea we're going to put on the internet on our website. This machine will design and make a prototype part. Watch this. And really, as a designer, I want your opinion. Look at that. 5 seconds, all done. Doesn't that nicely show our capabilities?
Great idea, Kevin. It just doesn't work that way.
Jill, back to the drawing board. Hi, I'm Kevin McGrath, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for the Rodon Group, and I'm here with our designer, Mike Baranowski. And although we started with what hopefully you thought was kind of a funny example of maybe what design could be someday, although it'll never be because that was a microwave in case you couldn't tell. It was just a lighthearted example of really what everybody strives for, the optimal mold design and part design and ultimately end product. So with that being said, a little bit about Rodon. What we offer is a turnkey solution. We design, we build, we run the parts here. With that, we feel that really the gem of what we offer is in the tool room, and that being the most important part, the design execution. Mike is our designer, one of 3 that we have. And Mike, we're here to talk about a little bit about your background and how you got into designing, but and then ultimately evolve into just what that entails.
Well, when I was in high school, I wanted to be a tool maker, so I took the machine shop courses in high school. From there, I went out and I got an apprenticeship. Went to school at night. I went to Temple University, took engineering courses there at night, and finished my apprenticeship. And I've been worked about 25 years in the shop.
Okay. Do you feel that being a tool maker prior to being a designer was a big advantage?
It was a huge advantage, knowing when you design something, not only to make it last through out in the production environment, but also to make it easier to build.
Yeah. One of the things I've always heard is some brilliant designers can design some really brilliant tools that really could never be run in an efficient manner. And I guess being a tool maker, you saw those kinds of pitfalls coming, and you could design that out of the part. Let's maybe talk about a little bit of, walk some people through the design process. We made it look real easy with the microwave oven, but it's certainly not as easy as hitting a button and opening up a door and pulling out a fully designed prototype part. If you could just give us a quick example of maybe a design process.
This is a Connects part that the owner and I sat down and we went back and forth and designed. I mean, it started on the back of a napkin, and it developed into a solid model that we created and built projects with that he could see, and we could get people to okay. From there, we made 2D prints up so everybody could like what they saw. From there, we decided the best way to wrap steel around this, to cool it, to inject it with plastic, and eject the finished product. We came up with an 8-cavity tool, and the mold is out in the shop running right now.
Wow. So, really what the design does for Rodon is, you always have part quality pressures, you have pricing pressures, and this is such a key part of a project, because this is where you design in and you design out the negative things, and you design in the things that are really going to help you cycle, help you process, help you end up with ultimately a great product. Really one of the challenges today at Rodon is to attract people into the trade. And best I could tell, it's a very challenging trade, and it appears to be a very rewarding trade. It has to be a really nice thing to come up with a concept, and ultimately at some point you see your product, and in this case run in the millions of part quantity on the shelves in some major retailers, and there's got to be a lot of pride and accomplishment that you sense and feel from that. What would you say to a young person today that was maybe considering this as a profession?
The shop experience is very, very valuable. Also, the education with today's software, and it's a tool, and it can do an awful lot.
Great. I would say this: it's safe to assume that we're never going to design parts in a microwave oven, and we're never going to make prototypes. So to me, as long as there's mold building in this country, there's certainly going to be job opportunities. And really, for anyone out there that has a good set of hands and an interest in mechanics, and certainly a little bit of math aptitude will help. I would say it could be a very rewarding type of career for really anybody. Wanted to thank you for your time, and this is one of several little segments we'll do that are kind of informal, and hopefully people find them useful. Thanks, Mike.
Yep.